Hey guys, welcome to tonight's Big Brother Canada 8 chat.
It is episode 10.
And it's the second to last episode. What? So if you guys haven't heard yet, they had to end production on this season and send everybody home because of the virus. So that's it.
Yeah, Arissa beamed in from home and said, we've had these guys in here for 3 weeks.
I think
it's actually been 4.
The show premiered 3 weeks ago.
Right. Government shut us down. They said, get out. You're not essential.
I can't believe it's only been 3 weeks because it feels like 3 months. It's been a long 3 weeks.
So tonight's episode has pretty much nothing for the house guests. I mean, they did tell them a little something at the end, but it wasn't like you're going.
They already had this one in the can, pretty much. So they're just showing us this meaninglessness because they already had it done. Why not?
All right. Well, they got to put some asses in the seats. So
last time, we'll go with that.
Sheldon nominated Carol and Min Lee because Carol can't stop freaking pestering everyone to send her ass home.
I was like in an interesting headspace with this season where I was like, you know what? I feel really bad that it ended. Like, that's it. But now, like, hearing Carol talk again about how much she wants to leave and, like, how happy she is now that she's up on the block, it just made me so angry.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch.
Carol's so happy. She's going to get her stipend. She's going to get her plane ticket home. And Rianne is even like, this is too much.
By this point, a lot of the house guests were kind of just like rolling their eyes and really annoyed with Carol because I feel like if she really had a problem with being there,
just leave.
You should self-evict.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sheldon and Min are having a little chat, and she said, thank you for putting me up on the block. It's so good.
Sheldon and Min have had a really weird relationship this whole time.
I think he's terrified of her. In a way.
Maybe just because she's so unpredictable. Like, he has such a good read on so many other people, but Min, like, she could do anything. And he might not see it coming. So he's kind of like, whoa.
Yeah. So, he tells her that he thinks the people at home are really rooting for her. He's right.
I wanted to see her mess some stuff up.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's what makes this show interesting. We don't want to see boring.
Yeah, well, speaking of boring, Brooke was talking to Sheldon and she was like, whoa, it's going to be a long, boring 6 days. You know, Carol's saying she wants to leave. We're going to be doing that. So what is there to scheme about? Well, there was still scheming.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Well, Sheldon said, why doesn't Carol just self-evict? That's $1 million question this season.
I mean, think about how Sheldon must feel in this situation, especially. This is 2 back-to-back HOH weeks where he is getting screwed over by things that are kind of out of his control. I mean, this week it's more in his control than last week because he could just deny Carol's wishes and be like, no, I'm going to do what I want to do.
That's what I would have done. Honestly, I would not have put her on the block.
He didn't have to do that.
I don't know why he did it. I mean, I know.
I guess he didn't want to look like a D.
You know what? Self-evict then. Come on. It's like
Carol is holding the house hostage
Thank
this
you.
week. Or was.
All right. Well, Chris and Min are chatting, and he's trying to mentor her a little bit.
This is
as if she needed that. But did the show tell him to do this? He tells her, you might want to turn down the intensity once in a while.
What? This is coming from...
Yeah, exactly.
What? Chris, come on.
I think you should take your own advice, Chris.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Let's have a little slap break.
It's slap! Is that the most annoying sound in the world? Multiply that by 10 and you'll have Suzanne.
We got some big babies on Slap this week. I'm talking about Suzanne and JL.
I swear to God, I would have been ejected from that house because after hearing her just out of nowhere, just like freaking scream, I would have slapped her in the face.
I mean, a lot of people were talking about that this week. They cannot take the screaming. It's a lot.
I thought you were loud.
At least I scream for a reason.
That's true. That is so true.
But yeah, JL has been very snippy with people this week. I mean, this is after they were on slop for like less than a day. They were losing it, those two.
Well, Min is not there for the Suzanne loud, screamy drama.
Yeah, she was talking to Maddie and Rianne, and she was like,
we should get rid of Suzanne. We should work together and get rid of Suzanne.
And they were like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's just crazy. The screaming out of nowhere. Yeah. Honey, you're going to fall down.
It's not just because of that, though. It's also because Suzanne has a pretty good relationship with almost everyone, and she hasn't, like, openly declared a side in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Like, we know that she is very much with the Sheldon, Brooke, Chris, Vanessa crew.
Right.
But she didn't make that known to the other side, so they're like, I don't know.
All right, well... little I'm not gonna say this is comic relief. This is like a little human interest.
A little slice of real life.
Min is so difficult. How would you describe Min?
Well, she was kind of like explaining her upbringing to everybody,
or her lack of upbringing.
Well, yeah, she
ran
said she
away
left
from home at
14. That's
14.
Crazy.
She bounced around from foster homes. She ran away from foster homes. She ended up in juvie, in a group home. And
I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her, too, because I feel like it sucks to be that way.
Yeah. To be in that situation, it's really difficult, so...
Yeah. So we have a little more insight into what's going on with Min, and she told, what was it, Sheldon and Ree? Or
Was it
Brooke?
Brooke.
Yes. So Angie feels like she's in the middle. Because Angie is not really with anyone.
I mean, I feel like both sides are trying to pull Angie in at this point because they're trying to get as many numbers as they can, especially now that Jamar and Kyle are gone.
Yeah.
But Angie, I feel like, I mean, obviously it's more clear to us because we're on the outside, but like, doesn't Angie feel like she fits in more with like the underdog side?
Yeah.
Like Maddie, Rianne, John Luke.
Is Angie even playing?
Kira. I mean, she has some good ideas. I just wish she
doesn't do anything though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that doesn't all matter. So she doesn't want to see Min win the HOH, and Rianne doesn't want to see Vanessa win.
Okay.
Shocker.
I mean, I don't think that it's in Angie's best interest. I don't think it's in Min or Angie's best interest to go after each other because they have much bigger fish to fry. But they kind of have like this little thing going on.
Yeah. They're like oil and water. They just don't mix.
Yeah.
So it's time to play. It's time to pick players for the veto competition.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
Sheldon is not playing, of course, because he's the HOH.
He got that Wendy's spice up the veto thing, and he said, "I'm not doing this. Sorry."
Yeah. So that means that he would have the chance to chop a vote this week. You know, like if there was a vote or anything.
All right. Well. Min and Carol are playing because they're on the block. And Sheldon picked out Hira. And then Carol picked out Chris. And Min picked out Vanessa.
Oh.
Right?
What a crew. And then the host for this competition is JL.
It's JL, dude. He has a career in voiceover, I feel like.
Well, isn't he in broadcast?
Oh, is he?
Think?
Oh, that's right.
Or journalism? I'm not sure if he's actually
He's a
broadcast.
radio guy, right?
I don't know. Would you want to listen to that voice on radio? No offense, but like, I feel it's a little exaggerated for me.
It's a bit much.
I don't know. I'd have to test it out. I'd have to close my eyes and see what I think.
The guy on BBUS should be worried for his job. This week on Big Brother.
Why? He's phenomenal.
Oh, JL can do that too.
No.
That crazy talk.
No.
All right. Well, Min is, I don't even know why they showed this. Min going around saying, I shouldn't use the veto on myself, right?
Because she's trying to make it look like, oh, I'm a team player. Like, I'm not gonna be a threat, whatever.
I don't want Sheldon to get any more blood on his hands.
You really think that Min would not use the veto on herself if she won?
And then they were like, don't be a double dumbass. Use the veto on yourself if you win it. And she's like, oh, okay.
Well, you know who's planning on winning the veto and not using it on herself?
Carol.
And she's so, like, excited about it. And she's all like, oh, if I win, I'll be, like, the first one to not use a veto on myself on the block.
How funny would it have been after all of that BS that Carol would win the veto and use it on herself?
Yeah, but she wouldn't.
Oh,
It's
I
just,
didn't
like,
mean it.
I feel like she's enjoying it too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Well, you know who's not enjoying Carol? Hira. And he said that if he won the veto, he just might use it on her just to F things up.
I don't think he'd actually do that.
No.
All right. Well, let's talk about the power veto competition.
All right. It's castle themed and it's got a guillotine or a guillotine. And
It's called Cannonball.
Woo! So you have to transfer your 20 cannonballs across a balance beam one at a time, place it on the shaky divot board, and go back and hit the buzzer when y'all done. But if you drop any, guess what, kids? Gotta start from the beginning.
Damn, this was really tough.
It was really tough. Ooh, Trevor Boris, you must hate them.
Well, I think what made this one super hard was that you weren't just like placing the ball on a shaky platform, but you were actually standing on that platform. It's not like you were even like holding a string that was holding the platform either. You were standing on it. So that was pretty wild.
You had to figure out that when you stood on it to put your balls on it, you had to put your foot in the middle. And then kind of like, you know.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. So there were a lot of like, there were a lot of situations where people would have a lot of balls in place and then they dropped one and they had to reset.
So I love how Carol is rewriting history, saying that she's not a quitter.
Because she's not quitting this competition. Hello!
Come on!
You are asking to be evicted. You are quitting the game.
Yeah.
The big picture here.
What
is going on?
I found it so hard to give a shit about what was going on in this competition because of we already knew that Carol was going home.
There's two layers here. This week was bullshit because of Carol, and this week we know now is bullshit because the season's over. But we're still watching it.
So great, Hero won.
I mean, it's a nice little break from reality. I will say that.
And I'm thinking like, oh great, Hero won. Is he gonna take Carol off and F things up?
All right. Well, anyway, we have a Vanessa announcement.
Vanessa announcement. Everyone to the living room or whatever that is.
It's time to find out which have not won the Skip the Dishes vote.
Was this like an Oscars thing? Like she won it last time?
Yeah, so she gets to present, probably, right? Okay. I was thinking that too.
Yeah, so...
It's Oscar rules.
Yes. You get a meal delivered...
From Skip the Dishes, yeah.
Right.
Meal of your choice.
You get not to eat slop, but I guess you still have to sleep in the swamp. Yeah. So I was like, anyone but Suzanne. Anyone but Suzanne. Anyone but Suzanne. All right, it's JL.
He was pretty excited.
Good for him.
He was one of the bigger complainers.
Good for him. All right, so Suzanne. Oh, no, sorry.
Then there was
Sheldon.
that kind of like uncomfortable segment with...
Sheldon and Min and Chris got in at the end.
She decided to get all like dressed up and straighten her hair that one day.
She put on a cute dress and he's like...
She looked great, but I mean like she's always beautiful.
What are you doing?
Sheldon was like,
what is that supposed to mean?
Who's this in this cute little dress?
Yeah, and then he started calling her honey and like... That was... I felt like that was rude in a way.
They've got a very strange relationship.
But then she said she doesn't like when guys are too sweet to her. I don't like when guys call me honey.
Yeah.
I don't blame her for that.
Unless it's like your significant other.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So that was just weird. Mm-hmm. Then Suzanne is up in the HOH room and she's talking to Sheldon and she's really pushing for Min to go this week.
Well, Suzanne knows that Min is after her. So she's like, holy crap, if we just go ahead and get rid of Carol and then Min stays another week and wins HOH, I could be going. So, like, she is very much like, we should get rid of Min and just let Carol self-evict. Because we can't let Carol ruin my game. I mean,
Sheldon's
she has a
there
point.
for it. He
She
wants
has a
that.
point. Yeah.
He wants it, but he knows it's gonna damage their reputations.
Well, Brooke was really pushing that. She was like, no, we cannot do this long term. It's really going to screw us over. We're going to look like monsters. Like, no, we cannot do that.
Stick to the Carol plan.
Yeah.
Just send Carol home.
All right. Well, then they showed production updating the house guests on the COVID-19 situation.
They said how many cases were reported worldwide to date, how many deaths.
All these clips, when they showed them updating the house guests, are so emotional. Like, I felt myself getting, like, teary-eyed and getting the chills. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy enough that we're living in this reality, and then to watch these people find out about it who haven't been
really weird.
Exposed to the news, like, 24/7, it's really strange.
Weird, beside the fact that nothing like this has ever happened in our lifetime, too. So we're, like, living history. And they find out what the situation is in Canada.
Thankfully, all their families are okay.
Yes. They find out that the border between the U.S. and Canada is closed.
Yeah.
Sports are on hold temporarily. It's really messed up.
Yeah.
You know, to, like, be in the dark about this, you know?
So then everybody was really emotional after that, thinking about their families and everything.
Chris is comforting Suzanne. Do you think this is going to be like a Christy Brinkley, we're going down in the helicopter moment, and, like, they're going to...
I don't know that reference.
Oh, you don't know that?
No.
She was in a helicopter with her future husband.
And they, like, bonded over that near-death
and
experience.
She left her current husband after they survived and went and married that husband. And it just so turns out that husband was the one that got engaged to, like, a 21-year-old.
Ah! Gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. After he had a couple kids with her, so.
All right.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, let's
so
go
you
ahead
think that's going to happen for Chris and Suzanne?
They do have a very close bond, but keep in mind, Suzanne has a boyfriend outside
I
the
know
house.
that.
No, I know what you're
The
saying.
helicopter's going down.
Who knows? You never know, right? It seems like he's really into her. We'll say that. So then, let's talk about the power veto ceremony.
All right. Hira, you going to stir it up? You're in that room with the heads. You want to kick some of them off? You going to do it?
Did everyone get to take their heads home when they left?
I don't think so.
Maybe they'll get them later in the mail.
Maybe. Yeah, they'll mail it.
That's a weird package to open up.
Right?
It's my own head. All right.
I'm so used to, like, them just busting through the ceremony that it was so shocking to
hear the
actually
speeches?
to hear the speeches.
They gotta fill that time, man.
Yeah. So, hey, Min Lee, why do you think I should keep you? 'Cause you're the POV king, and I'm the roach, and the roach is the goat.
Okay. And then Carol, doing Carol things.
Don't use it on me. Evict me.
Like it's a joke.
I know.
Like it's a joke.
Oh, y'all gonna get evicted. All right, so Hira does not use the veto. I was like, use the veto. You take off Carol. No. He didn't do it. And then Arissa, did you notice, like, they didn't play that end music because Arissa had to beam in?
Yeah.
And says, don't forget, kids, the next episode is the final episode, but it's not tomorrow. We're going to drag this out another week because we probably have, like, one person doing all the editing. So we got to give them a week so that they can get their stuff done. They're in a bomb shelter in a basement somewhere.
All right. Going off on a tangent here. So all the house guests are going to be sent home. It's going to be an emotional goodbye.
They're already home.
I mean, in the episode.
They're already home now, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you guys at home?
I hope so.
I hope you're safe,
Hope
too.
everybody's staying safe. So because the season was cut short, we did not get through all of our house guests of the day on the spoilers yet. And we promised you guys, if you are a supporter on Patreon, that we would, like to thank you. So
all right. We're
going to thank half of everybody who's left, who hasn't been house guest of the day tonight, and we'll do the other half next week. Seriously, we appreciate you guys so much, and we couldn't do this without your support.
We could not do this without you.
So
you are everything to us.
This video is about to turn into a graduation ceremony.
Oh, I love it!
All the names.
I love it. All right, I hope I can read your handwriting here.
And I hope I can pronounce everybody's names.
We have, first up, Kathleen Sierski.
Okay.
I hope I got it
right. You want to do a few and then we'll switch off?
Chris Erickson, thank you very much. Chris Filtz, thank you. Krista Patton, thank you so much. Christian Walters, thank you so much. Christiane, oh, I changed your name. It's Christina Dune, thank you. Connie Amaya, Connor Bourne, thank you both. Corey Wilbanks, Crosby Taylor.
Crosby?
Crosby. Dan and Sarah D, thank you very much. Daniel Fernandez, Darren McDowell, or is it? Oh, it's McDowell.
Yeah.
Sorry. And
now you know how I feel reading your notes.
And Deb Wicks, thank you.
All right. I'm going to take over, and I'm probably going to mess up some names here. So we have Deirdre Marie, thank you very much. Desiree Stewart, thank you a bunch. Diane Honor, thank you. Dominic Capello, what's up? Thank you. Elizabeth FP, thank you. Erica Goodrich Thompson, thank you so much. Eunice Lim, thank you. Evil Zank 44, thank you. Gail Murphy, thank you so much. George Lane the Fourth, thank you. Georgia L. Knight, thanks a bunch. Gwendolyn H., thank you much. I'm trying to go with her. Hector Salinas, thank you. And Holly Bell, thanks a million.
Holly Noel, thank you. Ian Caballo, thank you. James Scott, thank you so much. Jason Morellis, thank you. Jeanette Saylor, thank you. Jeffrey A. Curtis, thank you. Joey Rohrer.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I think.
Thank you.
We're sorry.
John D. Elmstedt Jr., thank you. John Preeb, thank you. John Shuan, thank you. Is that Jomer or Yomer?
I'm not sure, but
Mary
we'll say
Alice. Thank you very much. Justin, thank you. You think it's Justin Bobby?
No.
Kansas James, thank you. And Carl Van Bergen,
Yay!
thank you.
So thank you all again so much. If you haven't been House Guest of the Day yet on one of the spoiler videos and you haven't heard your name tonight, we will be getting to everybody else next time.
Yeah, Bowie said, you betcha.
You better believe it. So thank you guys, and until the
next
finale,
Wednesday,
much love. Stay inside and stay safe.
And sane.